Diva Mum Diaries! Thanks so much for joining me for episode 4. If you missed the other episodes, 1 to 3, then just check out my page, Diva Mum Diaries. So pain, torture, blood curdling, extreme bad language, tearing, yelling. Oh, a new Netflix thriller, I hear you say. No, just childbirth. The joy. So at this point, I did feel like I'd been a little bit lied to, because lots of people used to say to me, oh, it's a cross between constipation pain and period pain, the pain of childbirth. What? Huh? Who are these people? Clearly, they have never had those two things in their entire life. Just saying. The pain of childbirth is so intense. I can almost imagine what it's like for a man when he has flu. Yes, I can. So let's be clear, if a man was pregnant, maternity leave would probably last for about 10 years on full pay, of course. And the number one health concern in the entire world, the most dramatic problem would be morning sickness, or there'll be no more children because it's too painful for them. Childbirth myth number 2. Oh, you don't remember the pain of childbirth when you get your child in your arms and you see it? What? I remember that like it was yesterday, honey. That is why we got the Diva Mum Diaries, and I'm sharing it all with you. Yeah. So I have seen the Hollywood films, and they make childbirth look like, well, a Disney movie, don't they? Yes. So where's Mary Poppins when you need her? Pop, and it's out. Mary Poppins, I needed Mary Pop out. Let's be real. There is nothing Disney about it. It's not a Disney movie. It's a horror movie. That's about right. So we've got a little bit of a relationship now, you watching me on this, and you kind of know that I don't like quotes. So this one is my favourite for this episode. So Nicole Appleton, and I quote, "Giving birth is far more easier than having a tattoo." Jog on, Nicole. Love you and your music, but your quotes suck. Lies. It's lies. This one is okay. I quite like this quote. "Waiting for your baby to come is like picking up a complete stranger at the airport. You don't know what they look like, what time they're going to arrive, and in the diva's case, you really don't want them to be delayed." But of course, mine was delayed. Oh yes. So in the delay, I was given a piece of paper that said birthing plan. I was really confused because my only plan was getting it out, pushing it out as soon as possible. What other plan could there possibly be? But it meant, what do you want? You know, like natural birth. Drugs. That is my plan. Something that they kept mentioning as well, epidural. I was like, yeah, virginal terms to me. But yes, if it's going to help, I'll have everything. Drugs. And don't forget that intravenous drip of champagne after I've given birth. Thank you. That is the plan. Now, one of the things that I was most looking forward to, which was keeping me going really, was the thought of hitting my liver a little bit hard when it was all over. You know, I was like, I can almost taste the wine in my mouth. I'm going to be reunited with my lady garden, although I had a strange feeling that my vagina was never going to be the same again. So if I've destroyed my vagina, I might as well start on my liver. Yeah. Knowing what I know now, I bet the nurses are like, natural birth, you say? I bet they literally take bets on everybody that comes in. £20 on that one that she'll cave and have an epidural. Natural birth. And then my favourite, natural birth and a really detailed birthing plan. Yeah, good luck with that. It all goes out of the window and they know best. They certainly do. So apart from the drink and the drugs, my only other requirement I remember that was on the list was Do not present this child to me when it's born looking like a scene from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. No, I don't want it presented to me with blood. I don't want it covered in my Lady Garden juice. Disgusting! Take it away, wash it, clean it up, put it in a nice little blanket, and then present it to me all nice and clean. Thank you. Signed, the Diva. Yes. Talking of horror movies though, when you're pregnant, you are the living embodiment of a horror movie past your due date, or when it simply doesn't want to come out. You're hungry, you're tired, you've got that crazed look in your eye like a demonic alien. All dignity is gone. You are scary as. Now, adding to the horror show was more horrific for me because I couldn't even stand up. It was too painful because the baby was lying on my sciatic nerve. So I had to crawl everywhere before I attempted to walk. So my hair was like this. I was on all fours crawling. Now just to picture the scene in a hospital in the dead of night, pitch black, crawling on all fours, making really moaning noises because I'm in pain. Literally, the scene from The Ring. You know that scary flick where she's scaring everybody with her hair and her movements? That is me. That literally is the Diva. So it might surprise you that I didn't go on any pre-classes, birthing classes or anything, because I thought this is pretty useless. And it all became clear. It was useless because the only class that I went on was the one where you change the baby's nappies, but with an actual doll, not an actual human. So I was like, how is this ever going to prepare me for what's to follow? A doll cannot crap and wee in my face. And the little winky thing is plastic on a doll, so it can't just shoot up, drown me and soak me through and through. So completely pointless. Like, say, having a baby monitor in a studio flat. Totally and utterly useless. So I decided for me, childbirth was like an exam that I just simply couldn't revise for. But till the point where the nurse said, you're gonna have to be induced. I was like, what the heck is that? What's an induction? And at that point, I wish I went on every single class there was. Too late. I was like, it's dangerous. You need an induction. Oh, why did I not go on more classes? What is an induction? I just knew everybody seemed to be disappearing from the ward into this promised land, going to the birthing suites, and nothing was happening for me. So that's why I had to be induced. But at the same time, I was checking out and scoping out other couples that I was in direct competition for the private suite. This Diva needed a private suite. And the competition was on. Didn't mean just because I was in pain, that competition was well and truly on. And Paul looked at me at this stage and just said, I'm so tired. I've been here for days. I was like, yeah, whine a little bit more at me how tired you are. Are you actually producing a human now that does not want to come out? No, I didn't think so. So shut up. So I quickly learned what an induction meant. It literally means a nurse had to fiddle with me internally. Horrific. At that point, they should just say, Happy Halloween. That would be more realistic. So I felt like I had been lied to again because they use Disney words to talk about this experience, the induction, Disney words, just to make sure, you're in this illusion that everything is okay. So what I mean by that, they call this induction sweep and stretch, or stretch and sweep, and they call it sweeping. So I don't know about you, but sweeping for me is associated with a really pleasurable experience. I actually like a good clean, a good brush. It makes me feel better when I clean. So I was thinking, it's going to be a light tickle, like a little brush. No, it was nothing like that. No pleasurable action at all associated that. So Disney terms, let's just stop those Disney terms right now. A stretch and sweep should be renamed a fist and twist. That's more accurate, I feel. tail, or churning and gurning, because that's all you can do, or a twist and shout. Seriously, let's stop the Disney terminology, people. Let's make it real. And no one tells you, if you get the nerves with the chunky, thick, fat fingers, you are ruined. You are ruined. So what it should be like, you should be able to get a nurse lineup, like at prison. Nurses lined up, let me see your fingers, and choose the one with the long, slender fingers. Because after 2 inductions, I know which one I prefer. Oh yes, if I'm going to be fingered against my will, at least give me a choice. Ooh, a choice. Join me for episode